Hello, and welcome every D&D gamer out there that still watches this channel. Sorry for the long hiatus. It's been a rough one. We've been going through some stuff here, and um, anyways, I can talk about that a different time. Um, what I want to talk to you about is something that came up in my group, and it just had to become a video. And let me tell you the basis of why it came up. One of my players is a wizard, and after quite a discussion about the cost of spell scrolls, because there's nothing in D&D about that, um, I'll put a link in the description about a Reddit post that I found by the user um, uh, Demerid. Uh, nope, I'm sorry. It is by the user info r green 3 from about 6 months ago. So shout out to them. They are the demographic that I'm using for the cost of spell scrolls because it's just great. There's a lot of math involved, especially when I show you the table from Xanathar's guide when it comes to how much a spell scroll costs um, to make. It correlates very well. Um, the cost to make is just about the graph looks about like this. The cost to make is um, it's very good. If it costs 100 gold to make, it sells for about 150, so you can net about 50 gold if you want to make one. Same thing, if you spend 250 to make a second level spell scroll, you can sell it for about 350, so you can make a little bit more, and it kind of scales up from there, where you can net 100,000 gold with a ninth level spell scroll. Granted, each one takes longer and longer to make, but it correlates very, very well. And I'll put both links into the description. That way you can have a digital form of each. Um, it's very, very easy to just click back and forth into those, especially if you have a wizard in your group. Um, or yeah, it's very helpful. But what I want to talk to you about today, specifically for the wizard, is the creating the spell scrolls and how one of the ribbon abilities for 8 of the subclasses for the wizards is a little lackluster. Let's talk about that. This is where I would have like a little title thing about if I had a, but I don't use an editing program, so we're just going to skip ahead. Um, so, of course, when I say 8 subclasses, that should probably jump out at you that I'm talking about each of the specific iconic subclasses where you focus on a specific school of magic. Right? So specifically the Abjurer, the Conjurer, the Diviner, the Enchanter, Evoker, Illusionist, Necromancer, and Transmuter. I like how the Illusionist is the only one that's an ist. All the rest are ers, because an Illusioner, um, you know, anyways. Um, but specifically, all of them have the exact same ability tailored to the school of magic that they have at second level, called, whatever the school of magic that they're in, Savant, which states, so we'll just go in alphabetical order here. We'll just look at the Abjurer. So the Abjuration School of Magic. Beginning when you select this school at second level, the golden time you must spend to create a Abjuration spell into your spellbook is halved. Right? So, kind of fluff. We call that a ribbon ability. And it's okay. It makes you, if you pick up a abjuration spell, it makes it so you can get more abjuration spells. The problem with that, though, is if you are an abjurer, you want to already have abjuration spells, and all of the schools want you to have your own spells, your own spell schools already, to use their abilities, right? You have to have abjuration spells to use the main feature of the abjurer, which is the shield, the ward. You have to cast an abjuration spell in order to shield the ward, to refuel the HP of the ward. If you don't cast an abjuration spell, you don't get to fuel it. So you have to pick an abjuration spell starting off. So if you pick all the abjuration spells, you can't even use this ribbon ability, right? So you're forced, in order to use this Savant ability, you have to pick spells when you level up that aren't abjuration, which goes against the rock ability of your feature. See how this is counterintuitive? It helps if you dabble, which doesn't make sense. If you're an abjuration wizard, you want all the abjuration spells. So, the way I propose that this gets changed is by adding just a couple of extra words into here, and it makes it still a ribbon ability, but it turns it instead of into, well, you'll see. So, I already read it as it stands, so I'm not going to read it again, but here's how I would change it. And again, just replace the word abjuration with the school of magic that this would apply to. Just keep, cookie cut all of this the way it would be. So, again, we're just going to stick with abjuration because it's just easier. So, here's how I would change it and how it would read. Beginning when you select this school at 2nd level, the golden time you must spend to create an abjuration spell scroll or copy an abjuration spell into your spellbook is halved. Now we're getting somewhere, right? So now, if you find an abjuration spell scroll that you didn't already have into your spellbook, which should be pretty hard to get because you should have already picked most of them, great, you can try to copy it. Awesome. Extra abjuration spell, cool. And if not, all right, it's extra money, you can sell it. Or give it to somebody else if it's in their spell list, and they can get a free spell. Or, here's the cool part, now you actually have a viable option to make money, right? You're an abjuration wizard. You are a master of the abjuration school. Why not capitalize on that, right? Why not pick up some materials and jot down a few of those notes and make those as spell scrolls and make a little bit of coin? So instead of spending 150 gold, so let's look here. You can follow along here. So a 1st level spell costs 25 gold to make. And a day in resources. Okay? But it sells for 50 gold. So you can double your profit. But now, if you choose a spell that you are a savant in, it only takes half a day. So now you can actually still get a lifestyle choice in, get some stuff done. You don't have to, you can make sure you get a long, maybe even a short rest in. Maybe if you're also multi-classing as a bard, you can get some busking in, something, I don't know. And it only costs 12 gold, 5 silver to make that 50 gold. Now we're talking about as a very sizable investment, right? For a day of downtime, that's not bad. So, something to think about. I'm implementing this in my game, and I don't think it'll be game breaking because it didn't even come up that my character didn't wanted to make a spell scroll, and we've been playing this game for about a year now, and they're 9th level, and he goes, "Can I make a spell scroll?" So I don't think it's too big of a problem, at least in my game. Maybe you want to change it in yours. I also thought about, instead of doing this at 2nd level, adding in this secondary thing as part of their 6th level ability. in addition to whatever they get at 6th level, also adding in that the Savant ability now also applies to when creating spell scrolls. So now they get that second half a little bit later. That's another thing that you can also do. And I think it's a very welcome change because the last thing that I want to point out is this ribbon ability is the only ribbon ability in the game that becomes literally useless. What I mean by that is, say you're an abjuration wizard, and you pick and learn and grab spell scrolls of every abjuration spell of a level you can cast for your level. All of them. Say you're 5th, 6th level or whatever, and you're up to 3rd, 4th level spell slots, and you know every single abjuration spell. You cannot use this ability until you gain a level and get access to more abjuration spells. But if you pick those abjuration spells when you level up, what happens to this ability? You cannot use it, which is why I don't like this ability. It's not useful, which is why this subtle change of allowing you to apply it to when creating spell scrolls makes the wizard feel a little bit more wizardly and gives you a ribbon ability that you can still use later on. So there's my 2 cents. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this. And as always, if you have any ideas for videos, or if you just want to ask me questions, I've been playing for a very, very long time. I've been a DM for multiple editions of Dungeons and Dragons for a very, very long time, all the way back to 3rd edition, into 3.5. We don't talk about 4th. And now into 5th for several years of 5th now as well. So please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I like helping. It's why I made the channel, so I can help. But yeah, I hope you have a very fantastic time, and I hope you get full groups and everyone shows up on time. Have a good day.